I welcome Sam Slater, nominated to serve on the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, MWAA Board of Directors, and Todd Inman, nominated to serve on the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, and thank them both for being here today. MWAA, which is a federal state compact, has leased Dulles International and Washington Reagan National Airports from the Federal Aviation Administration since 1987. MWAA is responsible for the operation, maintenance, and improvement of both airports, which serve the greater National Capital Region. The safe and smooth operation of these airports is truly essential for all of us who work in this area. MWAA's Board of Directors is comprised of 17 members responsible for establishing policy and providing direction to MWAA's management team. Its Board of Directors is comprised of 17 members. The board includes members nominated by the President, the Governor of Virginia, the Governor of Maryland, and the Mayor of D.C., representative of the wide reach and economic impact of both airports. Sam Slater is here today, having been nominated by the President to the MWAA board. Mr. Slater is a managing partner at Tremont Asset Management, LLC, and directly manages the acquisition, development, and finance of all real estate assets in the United States and Canada, including commercial, industrial, and agricultural properties. He is also the co-founder of Burn Later Productions and has produced over 30 feature films. Mr. Slater currently serves on multiple boards throughout the United States. Next, we will consider Todd Inman, nominated to be a member of the National Transportation Safety Board. Welcome. The NTSB is an independent federal transportation safety agency with 5 board members. NTSB investigates civil transportation accidents, provides recommendations to improve safety regulations, and assists victims' families and survivors of transportation disasters. The NTSB has approximately 400 employees in Washington, D.C., and in regional field offices in Washington State, Alaska, and Colorado. Additional resources are needed to prepare for current and future transportation safety challenges, such as emerging autonomous technologies in aviation and on our highways. Previously, Mr. Inman served as at the DOT as the Director of Operations, then as Deputy Chief of Staff, and spent over 2 years as the Chief of Staff to former DOT Secretary Chow. While at DOT, Mr. Inman was involved in decision-making for all modes of transportation, including aviation, rail, roadways, maritime, hazards, pipelines, and private space, with a focus on safety impacts. I thank our nominees for their interest in public service and look forward to hearing more from them during today's hearing. Minority Leader McConnell has provided a letter of introduction on Mr. Inman's behalf, and I will now ask unanimous consent to include that in the hearing record. Without objection, it is so ordered. Thank you again to the 2 nominees, and I look forward to hearing about your qualifications and visions for each of these agencies. I will now recognize myself for a brief opening statement. As chair of the Subcommittee on Aviation Safety, Operations, and Innovation, and as a pilot, both commercial and private, I am committed to making sure safety is our top transportation priority and fighting against the normal tendencies to grow complacent and cut corners for convenience. That's why I have opposed changing the perimeter rule to add slots at DCA for more long-haul flights. I don't begrudge any member of Congress for desiring more long-haul flights out of DCA, but facts are facts, and the reality is that DCA already operates at capacity, and its runway is already the busiest in America. As MWAA recently warned Congress, and I quote, "Adding more flights to this already packed schedule would lead to more delays, which would result from the need to accommodate the spacing between aircraft operations that is required to assure safety," end quote. Put simply, adding slots at DCA would require MWAA to choose between greater delays or lower safety. Neither is a good option. In fact, they're both bad options. 1 in 5 flights at DCA are already delayed, with an average delay of 67 minutes. At a time when we're experiencing an alarming spike in dangerous runway incursions and near misses, making our nation's busiest runway even more congested would be exactly the wrong step to take. After all, DCA itself was home to one of those chilling runway incursions incidents earlier this year, when a Republic Airways aircraft taxied across a runway that a United Airlines flight to Chicago had just been cleared to take off from, forcing the United flight to abort takeoff and prompting an NTSB investigation. According to the New York Times, in a recent 12-month period, there were 300 accounts of near misses involving commercial air carriers. That is nearly 1 miss per day so far. We are going to have a hearing later this week to look more closely at this issue. But for now, I just want to say this is the wrong time to gamble with the DCA perimeter rule and start pushing the limits of an airport that already experienced a near-miss incident this March. Look, there's a reason multiple Congresses have pushed for federal investments to expand Dulles International Airport's capacity and convenience. Unlike DCA, there's plenty of room there to grow. A new 14-gate concourse is already in the works at Dulles, and with Metro's new Silver Line, it's never been so convenient to get to and from IAD. Finally, I would like to say a brief word on another safety matter, school bus safety. First, I want to be clear, compared to passenger vehicles, large school buses are very safe. But that fact is no excuse for complacency. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, over the past decade, 89 individuals riding in a large school bus were killed in crashes, with rollover and frontal impact crashes accounting for 61 of those deaths. It would be cruel and cold comfort to inform a family whose child died in a preventable death in a large school bus accident that, while their loss is tragic, they can take solace in knowing that far more children are also killed in passenger vehicle crashes while driving to school. In recent years, NTSB has issued a safety recommendation based on its own investigations of fatal large school bus crashes on how NHTSA could prevent such deaths. It's been frustrating to watch how NHTSA, over multiple administrations, has refused to even attempt to implement NTSB's basic recommendations. Look, NTSB isn't asking NHTSA to land a rover on Mars. Our country's premier safety agency is simply advising NHTSA to work to require large school buses be equipped with 3-point safety belts at every seat, feature stability control and an autonomous automatic braking system, and possess basic fire suppression systems. In 1973, these recommendations may have seemed far-fetched, but in 2023, they are long overdue. Fortunately, where the federal government has fallen short, state and local leaders are stepping up. As a senator, I've long sought to require NHTSA to establish a safety standard where all newly manufactured large school buses roll off the assembly line equipped with those 3-point seat belts. And I want to take a moment to commend the state of Texas for enacting a state law that began requiring just that 6 years ago. 6 years ago. I will now turn it over to Ranking Member Cruz for his opening statement.